Ladies, I need you to listen carefully. There's something you don't realize, something deeply ingrained in human nature. Men notice far more than you think. And no, I'm not just talking about appearance. That's too shallow, too fleeting. I'm talking about who you are at your core. Men notice your strength far more than you realize. It's not just about the way you look or how well you present yourself on the outside. It's about the way you carry yourself, the way you respond to life's challenges, and the way you engage with the world. Strength is not merely physical. It is mental, emotional, and intellectual. And whether you believe it or not, men are deeply attuned to this aspect of a woman's presence. Strength reveals itself in many ways. It is in the way you hold your ground when confronted with difficulty. It is in the way you refuse to be a victim of circumstance, in the way you take responsibility for your life and push forward regardless of setbacks. A woman who exudes strength does not crumble under pressure. She adapts, she learns, she grows. And men, especially those who have substance and direction in their own lives, notice this immediately. Think about the kind of women who command a room without even speaking. It's not just their appearance that draws attention. It's the quiet confidence in their posture, the way they stand tall, the way they move with certainty. That kind of presence speaks volumes, and it signals to those around her, including men, that she is not someone to be taken lightly. She is someone with purpose. She is someone who understands her value. Strength is also displayed in how a woman handles adversity. Life is not fair, and hardships come for everyone. There will be moments when things fall apart, when circumstances feel unbearable, when disappointment knocks you down. How do you respond? Do you collapse into despair and bitterness? Or do you rise, recalibrate, and face the world again? Men notice this. A woman who can endure, who can fight through difficulty without becoming hardened or cynical, possesses a kind of resilience that is both rare and deeply admirable. This does not mean you need to be emotionless or suppress your struggles. Quite the opposite. Real strength is the ability to be vulnerable without being weak. It is the capacity to acknowledge pain, to express it honestly, but also to work through it instead of being consumed by it. A woman who can navigate her emotions with maturity, who does not allow them to dictate her every decision, becomes someone others, including men, can rely on. Strength is also found in a woman's convictions. What do you stand for? What do you believe in? Do you have principles that you uphold even when it's inconvenient? The world is full of people who bend under pressure, who sacrifice their integrity to fit in, who say whatever is popular to avoid confrontation. But a woman who knows who she is and what she believes, and who has the courage to stand by those beliefs, commands respect. Men notice this. Even if they disagree with you, they will respect you for having a backbone. Another crucial aspect of strength is independence, not in the sense of rejecting relationships or companionship, but in the sense of being able to stand on your own. A woman who is not desperately seeking validation from others, who is not waiting for a man to give her a sense of worth, is incredibly attractive. When you know that you can take care of yourself, when you have your own ambitions, your own passions, your own goals, you become someone who adds value to a relationship rather than someone who depends on it for survival. Men notice when a woman is secure in herself. There is a massive difference between a woman who is strong in her identity and one who is constantly seeking external approval. The former radiates confidence, the latter breeds insecurity. The strongest women do not rely on constant reassurance to feel valued. They already know their worth. And that kind of self-assurance is magnetic. Strength also manifests in the way you interact with others. Do you uplift those around you, or do you tear them down? Do you show grace even when it's not deserved? Do you handle conflicts with maturity, or do you resort to pettiness and drama? Strength is not about domination. It's about self-mastery. A woman who has control over herself, her emotions, her reactions, her words, commands far more respect than one who lashes out at the slightest provocation. This kind of strength does not go unnoticed. It influences the way people treat you, the opportunities you attract, and the quality of relationships you build. Men, especially strong, high-value men, are drawn to women who possess inner fortitude because they recognize that such women are partners, not burdens. They see that such women will stand beside them, not just when things are easy, but when life gets hard. It's important to understand that true strength is not about arrogance or an unwillingness to be feminine. Strength and femininity are not opposites. They complement each other. A woman can be nurturing, kind, and gentle while still being unshakable in her resolve. She can be loving and supportive while still standing firm in her values. In fact, the most powerful women are those who have mastered this balance, who know how to be strong without being harsh, who can be compassionate without being weak. So understand this: men notice your strength. They may not always verbalize it, they may not always consciously acknowledge it, but they feel it. They see it in the way you handle yourself, in the way you engage with the world, in the way you move through life. And the right men, the ones who are worth your time, will not only admire this strength, they will cherish it. That is why you must cultivate it. You must develop resilience, sharpen your mind, and stand firm in who you are. Because at the end of the day, while beauty may catch a man's eye, it is strength that captures his respect and loyalty. Men notice far more than just a woman's appearance. While physical beauty may initially attract attention, it is character that holds it. In a world obsessed with superficiality, it's easy to believe that looks are the defining factor in what makes a woman valuable. But men who are serious about life, men who are building something meaningful, men who want more than fleeting pleasure, they are paying attention to something far deeper. They are noticing the way a woman carries herself, the way she treats others, the way she upholds her values, and the way she navigates challenges. These things reveal who she truly is, far beyond what can be seen on the surface. A woman's character is evident in how she handles adversity. Everyone faces difficulties, disappointments, and setbacks. Does she blame the world and others for her misfortunes, or does she take responsibility and work towards solutions? A woman who complains endlessly, who views herself as a victim, who refuses to take ownership of her life, this is someone men quickly recognize as a liability. On the other hand, a woman who approaches obstacles with grace and determination, who understands that challenges are a part of life, and who chooses to grow rather than collapse under pressure, that is someone who commands respect. That is someone men admire. Character is also revealed in how a woman treats others, particularly those from whom she has nothing to gain. It's easy to be kind and charming toward people who can offer something in return, but how does she behave when there's no incentive? Is she respectful toward waitstaff, janitors, and strangers? Does she show kindness and empathy toward those in need? A woman's treatment of others reflects the depth of her integrity, and men who are looking for a meaningful relationship notice these things. No one wants to be with someone who is outwardly sweet but privately cruel, who is generous in public but selfish in personal relationships. Another crucial aspect of character is honesty. The ability to tell the truth, even when it's difficult, is a rare and valuable trait. A woman who manipulates, who twists words, who deceives to gain an advantage, men notice this and they quickly learn not to trust her. But a woman who speaks with sincerity, who values truth, who is straightforward rather than playing mind games, she earns genuine respect. A man can build a life with a woman like that. He can trust her, confide in her, and rely on her. Without truth, there is no foundation for a real relationship. Self-respect is another defining aspect of character. A woman who understands her worth does not tolerate mistreatment. She does not accept less than she deserves, nor does she beg for attention or validation. She sets standards, not out of arrogance, but out of self-awareness. Men notice when a woman values herself, when she does not compromise her dignity for approval. This kind of woman does not chase after those who treat her poorly, nor does she settle for relationships that do not align with her values. Instead, she walks away from what does not serve her knowing that her worth is not determined by anyone else's validation. Emotional maturity is another trait that men notice, even if they don't always articulate it. Life is unpredictable, and emotions are a natural part of the human experience. But how a woman manages those emotions is telling. Does she react impulsively, lashing out in anger and frustration, or does she take a step back and respond with thoughtfulness? Does she create unnecessary drama, feeding into chaos, or does she bring stability and reason into difficult situations? A woman who is emotionally balanced, who does not allow her moods to control her actions, is incredibly attractive. Men notice when a woman is a source of peace rather than a source of turmoil. A woman's character is also reflected in her discipline and ambition. This does not mean she needs to be working toward a high-powered career, but rather that she has direction, purpose, and a drive to improve herself. A woman who is constantly growing, learning, and refining her skills shows that she is not stagnant. She is not waiting for someone to give her a life. She is actively building one. Men respect women who take initiative, who have goals, and who are passionate about something. Now, this kind of energy is contagious, and it makes a woman incredibly captivating. Furthermore, a woman's ability to forgive and move forward is a mark of strength. Holding on to grudges, seeking revenge, or dwelling in resentment only poisons the one who harbors them. Men notice when a woman is able to let go of past wrongs, when she chooses to learn from experiences rather than be consumed by them. This doesn't mean tolerating mistreatment. It means understanding that life is too short to be driven by bitterness. A woman who approaches life with grace and wisdom, who forgives but does not forget the lessons, becomes someone of great depth and maturity. In relationships, character is what determines longevity. Looks may create attraction, but it is the way a woman treats her partner, the way she nurtures a relationship, the way she supports and challenges the person she is with. This is what truly matters. Men notice when a woman is a giver rather than just a taker, when she contributes rather than simply expects, when she sees a relationship as a partnership rather than a one-sided arrangement. What is truly compelling is when a woman's external beauty is matched by an even greater internal beauty. Men notice when a woman carries herself with dignity, when she operates with integrity, when she holds herself to high moral standards. The world may try to convince women that their value is based on how they look, but men who are wise, men who are seeking something real, understand that beauty fades, but character remains. So, if you want to be truly unforgettable, if you want to command not just attention, but respect, focus on who you are. Build your character, strengthen your integrity, live in a way that aligns with your values. Because at the end of the day, while physical attraction may spark interest, it is character that determines whether a man will see you as someone he wants to build a future with. And that is something far more powerful than fleeting admiration. Men notice when a woman sets high standards, and they respect it far more than you might think. There's a misconception that demanding respect, valuing yourself, and expecting the best from others will drive men away. But the truth is, the men who are worth your time, the men who have integrity, who are building something meaningful, who understand the value of discipline and responsibility, are drawn to women who set clear, firm, and unshakable standards. Having high standards does not mean being arrogant, entitled, or dismissive. It is not about expecting perfection from others while offering nothing in return. Rather, it is about knowing what you deserve, refusing to settle for anything less, and holding yourself to the same level of excellence that you expect from those around you. It is about recognizing your worth and understanding that a relationship should be a partnership, not a place where one person constantly sacrifices their dignity to maintain the connection. Men notice when a woman has a clear sense of what she wants and does not compromise her values out of fear of being alone. They see when a woman refuses to tolerate disrespect, dishonesty, or mediocrity. A woman with high standards does not play games, nor does she accept behavior that contradicts her self-worth. She does not chase validation or beg for attention. She is not impressed by empty words, flashy gestures, or shallow promises. Instead, she looks for substance. actions that align with words, consistency over time, and character that withstands pressure. One of the most powerful things a woman can do is communicate her standards with certainty. She does not apologize for expecting respect, kindness, and effort in a relationship. She does not waver when someone tries to test her boundaries. When a woman sets high standards, weak men may find it intimidating, but strong men, men who value growth, discipline, and self-respect, find it inspiring. They recognize that a woman with standards challenges them to be better, to rise to the occasion, to meet her at the level of maturity and responsibility she requires. There is a fundamental truth in human nature. People treat you according to what you allow. If a woman tolerates disrespect, inconsistency, or dishonesty, she is signaling to those around her that this behavior is acceptable. But when she refuses to accept anything less than what aligns with her values, she commands a different level of treatment. Men notice when a woman demands excellence, not just from them, but from herself. A woman with high standards is also selective about who she allows into her life. She does not surround herself with negativity, gossip, or people who do not align with her principles. She is not desperate for attention or companionship because she understands that the right relationships, whether romantic or platonic, should add value rather than drain energy. She chooses quality over quantity, depth over superficiality, and meaning over momentary pleasure. Having high standards also means understanding that a relationship should enhance your life, not define it. A woman who knows her worth does not cling to a relationship out of fear or desperation. She does not lower her standards just to avoid loneliness. She is comfortable on her own because she has built a life that is fulfilling, independent of whether or not she is in a relationship. Men notice when a woman is secure within herself, when she does not need validation to feel complete, and when she is content with or without a partner. This kind of confidence is incredibly attractive because it comes from a place of strength. When a woman does not settle, she forces the right men to step up. She challenges them to be more responsible, to develop themselves, to be the kind of man who is worthy of her time and effort. A man who is serious about his own growth and future does not fear a woman with standards. He welcomes the challenge. He sees her as an equal, as someone who pushes him toward excellence rather than someone who enables mediocrity. However, having high standards is not just about what you expect from others, it's also about what you expect from yourself. A woman who demands respect must also be respectful. A woman who expects honesty must also be honest. A woman who seeks a partner of high value must also be working toward becoming the best version of herself. Men notice when a woman's standards are not just external demands, but deeply ingrained principles that she applies to her own life. A woman with high standards also knows the difference between compromise and settling. Relationships require understanding, patience, and flexibility, but they should never require a person to abandon their core values or accept mistreatment. There is a difference between working through challenges together and making excuses for poor behavior. Men recognize when a woman is willing to compromise for the sake of growth, but they also notice when she refuses to compromise on her dignity and self-respect. Ultimately, setting high standards is not about making relationships more difficult. It is about ensuring that they are built on a foundation of mutual respect, effort, and genuine connection. It is about refusing to waste time on people who do not value what you bring to the table. It is about demanding the same level of effort, honesty, and commitment that you are willing to give. Men may not always articulate it, but they see it. They notice when a woman holds herself to a higher level, when she refuses to tolerate what does not align with her values, and when she challenges them to be better. And the men who are worth your time, the men who are building something real, will respect you more for it, not less. Men notice the way a woman carries herself, the way she moves through the world with confidence, grace, and purpose. It's not just about physical beauty or attractiveness. It's about an aura, an energy. a presence that makes people take notice. A woman who understands this wields a quiet power, one that commands attention without demanding it, one that influences without forcing. Confidence is not arrogance, nor is it about being the loudest person in the room. True confidence is a deep internal certainty, a belief in one's worth, a sense of self that does not waver in the face of external opinions. Men notice when a woman is secure in herself, when she does not rely on validation from others to feel valuable. This kind of confidence is magnetic. It draws people in because it signals stability, strength, and authenticity. The way a woman moves, speaks, and engages with the world reflects how she sees herself. Is she comfortable in her own skin? Does she walk into a room with her head high, making eye contact, exuding a quiet certainty? Or does she shrink, hesitate, second-guess herself? Men are incredibly perceptive when it comes to this. They can tell when a woman believes in herself and when she is merely trying to convince others that she does. A woman with true presence does not seek attention, she naturally attracts it. This is because her energy is one of assurance rather than desperation. She does not need to be the center of attention, nor does she compete for it. She is comfortable being noticed, but she does not crave it. This kind of woman is intriguing because confidence without the need for validation is rare. One of the most powerful things a woman can do is to cultivate an authentic presence, one that is grounded in her true self rather than an image she feels she must project. When a woman is aligned with her values, when she knows what she stands for, when she operates from a place of self-awareness, her presence becomes undeniable. Men notice when a woman carries herself with intention, when her actions, words, and decisions reflect a deep understanding of who she is. Men also notice when a woman commands respect through her demeanor rather than demanding it through her words. There is a difference between someone who is naturally respected and someone who constantly has to remind others to respect her. True presence does not require force. It is cultivated through self-respect, consistency, and the way a woman navigates life. Grace is another defining factor. A woman who moves with grace, both physically and emotionally, creates an atmosphere of poise and elegance. This does not mean she must be perfect or robotic, but rather that she approaches life with a certain level of composure. She does not allow external circumstances to dictate her entire mood or energy. She knows when to engage, when to step back, and when to hold her ground without unnecessary conflict. A woman's voice, tone, and communication style are also deeply tied to her presence. Men notice when a woman speaks with conviction, when she expresses herself with clarity and thoughtfulness, the way she articulates her thoughts, the way she listens, the way she contributes to a conversation. All of these things reveal how she perceives herself. A woman who speaks with certainty and intelligence is captivating because she does not feel the need to prove her worth through volume or exaggeration. Her words carry weight because they come from a place of confidence. This kind of presence extends to how a woman handles criticism and praise. Does she crumble under criticism, becoming defensive and insecure, or does she listen, evaluate, and take only what is useful? Does she seek constant validation from others, or does she acknowledge compliments with gratitude while maintaining her sense of self-worth? Men notice this. A woman who is not easily shaken by external opinions exudes a strength that is both rare and admirable. Self-awareness plays a crucial role in this as well. A woman who knows who she is and who she is not does not feel the need to impress everyone. She does not overcompensate or pretend to be someone she is not. She embraces her individuality, and that authenticity is what makes her stand out. Men notice when a woman is comfortable being herself, rather than trying to fit into a mold created by society or expectations. Men also notice the way a woman responds to life's challenges. Does she panic and let fear dictate her actions, or does she face difficulties with resilience and clarity? A woman with presence does not collapse under pressure. She adapts, she thinks, she acts with purpose. This ability to remain composed even in difficult situations is something that men deeply respect and admire. What makes this quality so powerful is that it cannot be faked. Presence is not about looks, money, or status. It is about an internal foundation that radiates outward. A woman who has taken the time to develop herself mentally, emotionally, and intellectually naturally commands attention without needing to seek it. The men who are serious about life, who have depth and ambition, recognize this immediately. They are drawn to a woman who stands firm in who she is. They notice the way she carries herself, the way she holds space, the way she moves through the world without apology, but also without arrogance. This is why presence is so much more than just physical attractiveness. Looks may turn heads, but presence holds attention. It influences the way people treat you, the way opportunities come to you, and the way relationships unfold. Men notice when a woman has a powerful presence because it is rare. It is a combination of confidence, grace, self-awareness, and authenticity. At the end of the day, a woman with true presence does not need to chase attention or prove her worth. She simply is, and that is what makes her unforgettable. Men notice when a woman has a sense of purpose, when she is driven by something greater than momentary pleasures or external validation. A woman who is passionate about something, who wakes up with a sense of direction, who is actively working towards something meaningful, radiates a different kind of energy. It is the energy of someone who knows that life is not just about existing, but about creating, building, and contributing. This is incredibly attractive, not just in a romantic sense, but in a deeply human sense, because it signals vitality, ambition, and depth. A woman with purpose does not rely on a relationship to give her life meaning. She does not seek a partner to complete her because she is already whole. This does not mean she is closed off to love or that she does not value relationships. On the contrary, she deeply values them, but she understands that her personal fulfillment must come from within. Men notice this. They can tell when a woman is with them because she genuinely wants to be, not because she needs someone to give her a sense of identity or direction. A sense of purpose is not just about career ambitions, though that can be a part of it. It is about having a mission, something that fuels your growth and challenges you to become better. It could be a creative pursuit, a passion for helping others, a commitment to personal development, or a dedication to learning and exploration. The key is that it gives life meaning beyond fleeting distractions. A woman who has this does not wake up every day simply reacting to life. She wakes up actively shaping it. Men notice when a woman's conversations reflect a sense of purpose. When she speaks, is she engaged and thoughtful? Does she talk about ideas, about things that inspire her, about things that push her forward? Or is she only focused on trivialities, gossip, and surface-level concerns? A woman with a sense of purpose has a mind that is alive. She is curious, always learning, always expanding her perspective. This makes her incredibly captivating because she brings something of substance to the table. There is a distinct energy about a woman who is working towards something meaningful. She does not become lost in the small frustrations of life because she has something bigger driving her forward. She does not seek attention through superficial means because her actions speak for themselves. Men notice this. They recognize when a woman's life is filled with richness, not because of external luxuries, but because she has invested in herself, in her growth, in her dreams. A woman with purpose is also resilient. Life is filled with setbacks, disappointments, and challenges, but a person with purpose does not let these things define them. Instead, they adapt. They find solutions. They remain committed to what truly matters. This resilience is deeply attractive because it shows strength of character. Men notice when a woman does not crumble under pressure, when she does not let circumstances dictate her entire emotional state, when she remains committed to her values despite difficulties. There is also a unique confidence that comes with having purpose. A woman who knows why she is here, what she is working toward, what she wants to create, how she wants to contribute, does not need to seek approval at every turn. She is secure in herself. This does not mean she is inflexible or unwilling to grow. In fact, it is the opposite. She is constantly evolving, learning, refining herself. But she does so on her own terms, not based on external pressures. This kind of woman is inspiring. Men who are ambitious, who are also striving for something meaningful, notice when a woman shares that drive. They are drawn to a woman who is actively engaged in her own growth, who is not content with mediocrity, who pushes herself to be better every single day. This is not about being perfect. It is about having direction, about valuing progress over stagnation. A woman with purpose also knows the value of time and energy. She does not waste her life on meaningless distractions. She does not engage in unnecessary drama. She does not entertain relationships or friendships that drain her. She protects her space because she knows that where she directs her attention shapes her future. Men notice when a woman is intentional about how she spends her time, when she does not settle for aimlessness, but instead seeks out people, conversations, and experiences that add value. When a woman has purpose, she does not cling to relationships out of fear. She does not lower her standards just to have companionship. She does not sacrifice her goals to make someone else comfortable. She understands that the right relationship will align with her mission, not pull her away from it. Men notice this. They recognize when a woman is with them out of genuine connection rather than dependency. The most powerful thing about a woman with purpose is that she inspires others to rise. A man who has his own ambitions, his own drive, will see her as a partner, an equal, a force to be reckoned with. She does not need to force or demand respect. It is given naturally because she has built herself into someone who is worthy of it. At the end of the day, men notice when a woman has direction, passion, and a relentless commitment to growth. They see the way she moves with intention, the way she chooses depth over distraction, the way she builds a life that is rich with meaning. And that is the kind of woman who is truly unforgettable. A woman who understands what men truly notice about her wields a quiet yet undeniable power. She is not merely attractive in the conventional sense. She is compelling, unforgettable, and deeply respected. She commands attention not by demanding it, but by embodying qualities that naturally draw people in. Men notice when a woman carries herself with confidence, when she upholds high standards, when her presence is strong and assured, when she moves with grace and intelligence, and when she pursues her purpose with passion and determination. These are not surface-level traits. They are reflections of inner strength, discipline, and self-respect. A woman who values herself, who refuses to settle for less than she deserves, who challenges herself to grow and improve, who navigates life with clarity and intention. She is rare, and men recognize this instantly. The truth is, a strong man is not intimidated by a strong woman. He is inspired by her. The right man, a man of integrity, ambition, and substance, will see her as an equal, as someone who challenges him to rise, as a partner in both struggle and success. He does not fear her strength, he welcomes it. Because a woman who knows her worth and lives by it is not just someone to be noticed, she is someone to be cherished, respected, and valued at the highest level. And so the challenge is not to change yourself to gain attention or to fit into an ideal someone else has created. The challenge is to become the best version of yourself, to stand firm in your values, to walk through life with purpose, to embrace your presence, and to build a future that is rooted in strength and self-respect. Because men notice, and the right ones will admire you for it.